Hi guys, welcome to my crazy house. Let me give everybody just a minute to jump on. I am still setting up as it is anyway. It has been a crazy night, crazy. So my kids had a late nap, and so that involved them not wanting to go to bed now. And my youngest is upstairs crying in his crib right this moment because he don't want to go to bed because he slept late. But if he doesn't go to bed now, then it'll be bad news all night long, let me tell you. So tonight, I kind of revamped my class a little bit, and I'm really excited about it. I'm going to be talking about essential oils and how to get started with them, and how to use these in your everyday life, and why it's a lifestyle change and not just a habit, not just a hobby. You want it to be habit, okay? Before I begin, I want to tell you guys I have an awesome prize for someone that jumps on and watches me live tonight. I have an awesome prize for you, and so all you have to do to win that is just comment. And for anyone that hops on and sometime in the I'm losing my train of thought because my kid's still crying upstairs, but he laid down, so I'm good now. I have the baby monitor going right here. Sorry guys, mom life, crazy, random thoughts here. But anyway, so for three people that watch this video, within the time frame that it's running, the first 3 people, I will send you guys an awesome bottle of Northern Lights Black Spruce, and it's one of my favorite oils. I love it. It's a free promo this month of You Spend So Much with Young Living. So for the first 3 people that watch this video and sign up and buy their starter kit, which I'm going to talk about in just a minute, I will send you a bottle of that oil, and it is an amazing oil. Smells so good, one of my favorites. So let's get started. Tonight I'm going to show you guys how to get started with Young Living. And I'm going to talk about the premium starter kit a little bit and talk about some of the oils that come in it, and I'm going to talk about why it's so important, all right? So, Young Living's premium starter kit is the way most people get started. I'm going to turn my camera around and show you. I have it placed up right here. I'm trying out a new setup. So, this is the premium starter kit, and I unintentionally have my diffuser blocked with my other stuff here. Let me slide this out of the way. So, this is the premium starter kit. It comes with 11 bottles of oil, a diffuser, which is blocked by my other stuff. There you go. It comes with that diffuser running right back there in the background. And it comes with some sample packets and some things like that. Their premium starter kit is amazing. It is only $160, and you get all of that, and it's the beginning of a new lifestyle change for you guys and your family. It is amazing. Plus, when you buy your kit, you get a 24% discount and a lifetime membership at Young Living. That means anytime you go on and order anything after that, you get those oils and products at 24% discount. Whereas if you buy them retail, you don't get that. So it is an amazing kit that you get all that with it. And I'm also going to talk a lot about Young Living's Essential Rewards program. That is an amazing program they offer. I know I say amazing a lot, but they are amazing products and amazing things. But I'm going to talk a lot about the Essential Rewards program. And what that is, it's a program Young Living offers that you do buy things monthly, but when you're buying these things monthly, because remember, I'm going to talk about this being a lifestyle change. You're using these products. You're using them every month. You're swapping out chemical-laden products in your home for natural products in your home. For things that are cleaner, a better choice, a different choice, I guess I should say. You're using chemical-free products versus chemical-laden products, if that makes sense. So when you're buying things anyway, shampoos, soaps, if you're using your oils like I do, then you're going to be buying new ones every month to replenish your stock, or if you want to try new, that sort of thing. So with this program, you spend 50 PV a month, which is points value. And when you spend that every month, you are replenishing your stock, you're swapping out your chemical products for toxin-free products, and you're earning points to buy free stuff, which is pretty awesome. The first 3 months you accrue at 10%, then it bumps up to 20% at 24 months, which I've been doing it like 34, 35 months because I've been a member for a while. then I accrue points at 25%. And guys, it is awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I can place a big order and have $70 to turn right around with and buy whatever I want to for free, just pay shipping. So it's an amazing program. You get free points on stuff you're going to buy anyway. So let's get right into the class. I just wanted to get that out there first and talk about the kit a little bit first. So several years ago, my husband and I had just bought our first home, and that's when I kind of got started in Young Living, because I went to clean my bathroom, and it smelled, and the cleaners I were using smelled so harsh and so just horrible that I got an immediate headache, and I felt like I was going to pass out. My husband walked in, and he's like, "Oh my goodness, we can't even stay here. This smells awful." And I'm like, "It does, it really does." And I'm like, my kid's in here, my little boy's in here. And I didn't know any better, I just used what I had always been around, but our bathrooms weren't really well ventilated, and they were really small. So using that in there was no air circulation. It was just like, my whole house smelled like bleach, guys. It smelled awful. So I knew that I had to do something different. I couldn't do that again. I didn't want to do that again. So my dog's coming over to say hi. She scared me. So anyway, it was at that time again looking for something different. I knew I didn't want to clean like that anymore. I didn't want those fumes around my son or my dogs. This big hairy dog right here, she likes to drink out of the toilet. What if I had just cleaned the toilet with bleach and was letting it sit, and she walked up to it and started drinking out of it? She's going to get really, really sick, because let's face it, even though I don't like her to, she drinks out of the toilet all the time, and I have to get onto her for it. So I use my Thieves Cleaner now, and it's a safe product. I'm going to talk a lot about here in just a moment. So at that time, I had two friends who had went essential oil crazy. I'm like, "You girls are out of your mind." And they would both constantly mention them to me. They're like, "Christina, you've got to try these oils. You got to try these products. They're so great. We use them for everything." I'm like, "You guys are crazy. That doesn't really work. Y'all are just insane." So being the researcher that I am, and if any of you know me, I am like a researchaholic. I like studying things. I like looking things up and knowing what's going on. So I began doing that with oils, and I began looking up companies. I wanted to know what company was the best, who had the best. I wanted to know about the founders of the company, what they stood for, that sort of thing. And so in doing that, I really researched Young Living. I researched a couple other companies and that sort of thing. So I started seeing everyone said Young Living. Everyone bragged about Young Living. Everyone, Young Living offered their seed to seal, which no other company had. So I signed up for my starter kit, my premium starter kit, and signed up for Essential Rewards shortly thereafter, and I became that crazy old lady myself. I remember my first Essential Rewards order, I had no idea what I was doing, and I ordered a bottle of Jade Lemon, and to this day, I really am not sure what all you use Jade Lemon for, but I love the way it smells, and I always keep it in stock because it's one of my favorites. I know you can ingest Jade Lemon. It tastes really good, and I don't have no idea why I picked that. I just thought, "Oh, that sounds cool," and so I ordered it on my first ER order, and I'm like, I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm just getting something, I was so excited. I just wanted to order stuff. So, I began to make my own bleach. I would use a mixture of lemon and orange oil, sometimes mixed with apple cider vinegar, and that sort of thing. I'd make my own bleach, and it smells amazing. And I'm going to go on here and post some recipes for you guys after I have an awesome bleach recipe, a homemade Lysol recipe. I'm going to post all that for you guys on the page here after I'm done. So I started making my own bleach, and it worked really well. And then I discovered the Thieves Cleaner. You guys, if you have not tried the Thieves Cleaner, put it on your ER orders. Thieves Cleaner is amazing. I tell everybody when they sign up for their ER, there's two things they need to get. And I've just recently changed this because I just now have fallen in love with Ningxia Red. Why it took me almost 3 years, I don't know, but I love this stuff. Two things you need to get: Ningxia Red and Thieves Cleaner. All right, you need both of those things in your life. They are amazing. So I then started educating myself on more ways to use the essential oils, how to apply them topically, how to ingest them, which ones smelled amazing when they're diffused together. Because believe it or not, some of them really smell nasty when you start mixing too many things together. One of my favorite sayings is, there's too many butts in the kitchen, and then there's too many people in there. And you can kind of apply that to essential oils. If you start dumping too many mixes together, it doesn't smell very well. So sometimes simple is better, not always, and I do like mixing oils and things like that too. But I have mixed some awful smelling stuff and made myself use it because I didn't want to waste my oils, because you can still get the health benefits from them. They just don't smell that great. But that, that's all in learning. So essential oils are for whole body wellness and support, and I hope to share with you guys why I'm so passionate about these oils and what they can do for you and your family. And like I've said, this is a lifestyle change. You start using these oils every day, they become a habit. Before I started teaching this class, because my house was crazy, I have Exodus 2, which is one of my all-time favorites. If you come to my Bible class next Monday, I'm going to let everybody smell it. Exodus 2 is an amazing oil. I have it going in my diffusers because it calms me down, and because I was like, all night long because my kids were crazy and I was crazy and my dogs are going crazy, so it was a rough night. A mama night for sure. My husband's at work, so it was all mama. So I have Exodus 2 on my diffusers. I have Valor on my neck and on my wrist, and frankincense on my temples. And so I am like all oiled up, and that's why my dog was over here, because she likes the smell of frankincense, and she was over here smelling me. That's probably why she was here. So using essential oils becomes a lifestyle change. You just do it. I do it every day. I apply multiple oils daily. I got tickled. I went on vacation with my parents, and I start packing my bathroom stuff, and I'm like, I take this, this, and this. And my husband said, "What are you doing?" And I said, I'm packing my stuff to go on vacation. And he's like, "Well, why?" And I said, "Well, I have to have my oils. I have to take them with me." And he said, "Well, can't you go without them a couple of days?" I'm like, "No, are you crazy? I use this stuff every day. I can't go without them a couple of days." And I made the mistake of not packing my Ning Charette, and I regretted it dearly. So, anyway, I'm chasing rabbits here. Sorry, guys. So, if any of you, I don't know if you've ever heard of an app called Think Dirty, and it's not what you think. It's an app that you can put on your phone, and what it does is you can use it and you can scan barcode labels with it. I have had a lot of fun messing around in my house and learning a lot using that app. So what you do, if you download the app, you scan anything in your home that has a barcode. Most name brand products are on there. Some of the like store brand things are not there, but what you can do is you can actually add them, and you just take pictures of the front and the back, and then they'll get back with you in a couple days about the ingredients. So what you do is you scan the barcode, and it rates whatever that product is between 1 and 10. 0 to 3 are products with no harmful ingredients. They're safe, they're clean. And then as it goes up to 10, then they get worse. The ingredients in those products get worse. 10 being the worst. And what it does, it gives you a list of the ingredients in that product that you've scanned and what the side effects of those ingredients are. So I've actually taken this down the grocery store aisles, and people probably thought I was insane because I would scan stuff just because I want to know. And it will shock you to death. It really will. The things they sell and what they put in them, and the risk and the side effects of those things that they're selling. So here's your challenge. And if you don't want to download that app, which is a free app, if you don't want to download it, you can actually start looking at ingredients on the backs of products and Google the ingredients, and say it's like side effects of whatever that ingredient is, and do it kind of the same way if you don't want to do the app. But I challenge you to go find 3 things you use every day and look it up. Look up the ingredients of that. See what's in it. What's the side effects of them? So I want to show you guys how wonderful essential oils are and how safe they are for you and your home and your family and your kids. There's so many things I love about essential oils. There's so many uses. Like I mentioned earlier, you can start swapping out oils for everything in your home. Like making your own homemade bleach, making your homemade soap. I love making soaps, and that's another recipe I'll post for you guys. It's so easy, so easy. I will tell you, when you make foam and hand soap, it does matter what brand Castile soap you buy, because if you buy an off-brand, it doesn't smell good. I do use Dr. Bronner's just because it works better, it smells better. So when you're making your own hand soap, it does matter what brand Castile soap you buy. I found that out. So anyway, what are essential oils? Essential oils are the most powerful part of a plant. They're distilled from shrubs, flowers, trees, roots, bushes, rinds, resins, the whole 9 yards. And this time of year, Some of the most popular oils are your more woodsy ones, like Idaho Balsam Fir, Idaho Blue Spruce, Northern Lights Black Spruce, which is one of my all-time favorites. All of those are some of your most popular oils for this time of year. And one of the things I loved learning whenever I was studying some oils and things like that is when Young Living actually harvest a lot of the tree oils. They have to do it in the dead of winter. And there's an awesome book, and I wish I had it. One of my friends has borrowed it. There's an awesome book that goes through and talks about all the farms in Gary Young's life and how he started Young Living, and it's an amazing book. If anybody would like to borrow it when I get it back, you can. But it talks about how they harvest these the oils from some of the trees, and they have to do it in the dead of winter because that's when the most oils are in the trees. In the summertime, when it's not cold and they don't really need the extra support, all the oils are down in the root system, so they don't get as much yield from the harvest as they do in the winter. So they have to harvest these oils in the dead of winter. They actually do it by horse and sleigh. You can go to some of the farms, and it's pretty cool. You can help in the harvest, and I would love to one day. But it's a pretty neat thing to learn how they harvest these. That's why some of these oils are more expensive, because of how they're harvested and how they have to distill them, that sort of thing. In humans, oils provide support for every system in your body. You can use them for your respiratory system, to help support your immune system, your hormones, your endocrine system, just to name a few. You can even use them to help maintain a healthy weight. I've actually been looking into Young Living has a program. They do their Slenique line, if I say that correct, is their weight loss program. And they have a program, they're starting in January, and I've been looking into it, kind of debating, going back and forth if I want to do it or not. I think I would like to. It's a program, you do it with them as a team kind of thing, and you compete. And guys, they are giving away some awesome prizes for people that use these products every month. You kind of have to report back in, that sort of thing, and just you register and all that. It's on their website if you're interested in it. It's called Slenique 60. I've kind of been looking into it, and you use their Slenique line, and it's for healthy weight management. They have oils for brain health. I have several friends who use essential oils to help their kiddos. A guy I work with said his doctor, his child's pediatrician, came to him and said, before we start your child on medication, I want you to try essential oils because it's safer and they're effective, and I want you to try it. So that's awesome to me. It's awesome that there are doctors on board with this, that doctors are willing to help to let kids use these oils. And I have a friend, Amy. She uses them for her kiddo for school, and her and the teachers talked about it and wanted to try it, and so far he's doing great with it, and I was tickled to hear that when I talked to her the other day. So you can literally, like I've said over and over, start swapping out every single chemical toxin in your home with an essential oil, and you can do it all without breaking the bank. Now, I do go crazy and spend probably more than I should on oils because I love them, and my husband fusses at me for it, but I use them in place of other things. I buy from Young Living. I get their toothpaste because I like it and it's healthier. It's a healthier choice, and I get it with my rewards, so I get free points on it. So when you figure all that in, I'm actually getting it cheaper than I would a store-bought brand because you get the points back on it. So there are about 300 oils on Earth, but you only need about 10 to 20 to have a good kit built up. You don't have to be an aromatherapist to use oils. In most cases, you just apply them topically. There are 3 main ways to use the oils. You can apply them topically, ingest them, and cook with them, and you can also inhale them. Researchers have found it only takes 3 seconds for an essential oil to reach your heart, liver, thyroid when inhaled. 3 seconds, guys. 3 seconds to reach your heart, liver, and thyroid when you inhale them. So when that diffuser's going, when you're smelling an oil from the bottle, it takes it 3 seconds to be found in those places. And when you apply it topically, it's found within your bloodstream within 26 seconds. Usually it takes about 3 to 6 hours for oils to work their way out of your body, depending on if you're healthy or not, that sort of thing. So if you think about it, 3 seconds when you're breathing something in, and that's how fast it goes to reach your body. What about if you're breathing in a harmful chemical? Do you know, like if you read on a bottle of bleach, it says you're supposed to wear masks and gloves? How many people wear masks and gloves when they use bleach? I sure did, and I remember cleaning my bathtub and standing in it barefoot, scrubbing the wall, like the tile part on the wall with bleach, running down into the bathtub, standing in it with my feet. Do you know your feet absorb stuff so quickly and so easily that the bottoms of your feet, that's one of the best places to put oils, by the way, is the bottoms of your feet, especially for your kids, because it's not a sensitive area and it absorbs it really quickly. So think about if you're standing in that, all of that was found within my bloodstream within 26 seconds. I heard a surgeon, I work at a hospital for those of you that don't know, and I heard a surgeon one time, we were talking, and in the middle of surgery, this talk about stuff. Sorry, I'm jumping the camera around. And he was talking and he said, you know that when you use bleach without gloves on, within 30 seconds, that's hitting your liver. And we're like, what are you talking about? It was kind of before I started really using oils a lot. I just barely started. And it got me thinking. I was like, within 30 seconds, that hits your liver. 30 seconds, guys. Think about that. That's kind of shocking. That's why you're supposed to wear gloves when you use them. That's why I get all my x-ray students when I have them at the hospital and I see them get those wipes out and they use them to clean stuff without gloves. I'm like, no, don't do that. Don't do that, because it's getting into your bloodstream. Yes, we have to use those wipes there because they kill certain bacteria, and I can't take my thieves cleaner. They won't let me. But you want to wear gloves. You need to wear gloves. So, are essential oils safe? There are certain oils that are photosensitive, meaning you don't want to wear them and go out into the sun. Most of your citrus oils are the ones that are like that. Your lemons, your grapefruit, that sort of thing. Lime. If you do want to wear them, put them behind your ear, behind your neckline, ladies. If you have long hair and you're going to wear your hair down, put them behind your neck. If you want to wear a diffuser bracelet, wear them on there. Diffuser jewelry, necklaces, earrings, they make them the whole 9 yards. And that way you can wear them and smell them, but not have them on your skin, because they attract the sun, and you don't want to attract the sun to your skin, guys. You don't want to get harmed by them. So just be aware of that. When using an oil, it's best to dilute it with a carrier oil at least the first time. Just like anything, there are people that can be allergic to certain things, so just be careful. Most people have problems with carrier oils than anything. I've found people having trouble with coconut oil, that sort of thing, so just kind of be careful with what you're mixing and then passing out, if that makes sense. If you're diluting an oil to give as a sample, ask that person first if they're allergic to coconut oil, because I made a FUBU and did not ask that, and I sent it to a lady that was, and she asked me before she used it. I'm like, no, don't use it. So if you're sending out samples, that is amazing. Share these oils away. Just ask first, okay? So, other than kid-specific oils, all oils need to be diluted when applied to kids. Young Living does have a specific kids line, the Kids Scents, and I love them. Those oils are already pre-diluted. I have used them on my kiddos since the time they were born. I wish I'd had them when my oldest was little. They have an oil called Tummy Ease, and it works amazing for babies and young kids. I love it, love it, love it. So, but those Kids Scents lines are already pre-diluted. My kids have been using oils since they were tiny, and like lavender and some other ones that are not as harsh, I do put on them straight, but they're used to it. So especially even in adults, I would say if it's sensitive areas like your face, make sure you're diluting those oils first. Blair, you came to my Oopsie class and I talked about getting oil hickeys, and I have done that to myself, and so just be careful. If you have if you're applying oil to your neck or whatever, sorry Vanessa, I was reading your comment and trying to talk too. So if you're applying oil to your neck, it can be a little bit more sensitive than applying oil to your wrist, and I learned that the hard way. It was a hot oil and I put it on my neck because it didn't bother me on my wrist, and I had an oil hickey is what I call them, because I had this nice little red spot right here. It looked like I had a hickey. So anyway, just be careful when you're applying oils, okay? Make sure you dilute them appropriately. If it does feel kind of hot, just throw some carrier oil on top of it, okay? So what is a carrier oil? A carrier oil is any type of fatty oil, such as olive oil, coconut oil, grapeseed oil, anything like that. Using a carrier oil slows down the rate your body can absorb the essential oil, because it has to kind of go through that carrier oil first. The large molecules of the carrier oil, they have to kind of like beat around in there first before it gets to your skin. So it just slows down the absorption rate. Always be careful putting oils near your eyes. Some oils can cause a burning sensation if you put them too close to your eye. I always apply it back almost in my hairline and across the back of my neck when I need some extra support for head tension. And never get an oil and tip it near your face, because that's dangerous, so don't do that. If you do get an oil in your eye, don't rinse with water, because oil and water don't mix. You want to kind of get a carrier oil, pat it around your eye, and do it that way, okay? And it'll calm down pretty quickly, and it'll just burn for a moment. It won't damage your eye. It'll just burn for a moment, and then it'll go away. So, alrighty, here. One of the main things I get asked all the time about essential oils is, are they safe to ingest? If you go online, you're going to find all kinds of information. You're going to find yes, yes, yes. You're going to find no, never, don't ever ingest oil. That's awful. It's harmful. Don't ever, ever do it. No, 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 no. So you're going to find both sides of the fence. And this is what I tell people, because guys, I have really, really studied this because I want to tell people the right thing. I've read lots of books about it, that sort of thing. The reason everyone says no and not to do it is because most essential oil companies do not have oils that are generally regarded as safe. That means they have not been cleared by the FDA for ingestion. And the reason for that is because those oils are not pure. Those oils are just random, basically sometimes they're even like floral water, which means it's just a little bit of oil and a lot of filler, whether it's alcohol or carrier oil, whatever. So just be very, very careful when you're getting information online. Make sure you have good sources, okay? So to be able to ingest essential oils, Young Living has what they call their Vitality line, and I really like that, because if you go on there and you just look up the Vitality line, you immediately know which oils are generally regarded as safe, which ones you can ingest, which ones you can cook with, that sort of thing, okay? So I love that Young Living has that Vitality line, so we know immediately, hey, this oil is in a white label, I can ingest it. Now, I tell people, just because that can be confusing sometimes, it's the same exact oil in that white label bottle as in the other colored bottle. I usually have two of them with me so I can show you the difference, but I promise you, I'm sorry guys, my kids were crazy and I forgot to grab them. So, but what that Thieves oil that's in a Vitality bottle is the same oil, Thieves oil, that's in a not Vitality bottle. They're just different labels, and they do that so they're FDA compliant. So they can say this Vitality line, you can ingest it, and the other one they say you apply topically and you can diffuse it. You always want to be FDA compliant, meaning you can't ever say, I use this oil to cure or treat a disease. You always use oils to support your body, to support your body's systems. And that's the way you phrase it, to be FDA compliant, so you don't get in trouble. So I love that Young Living has that. I love that they have oils that are safe, that are pure, that we can use them for that reason. So, let's see here. Okay, so I've been using oils for about 3 years, which I talked about earlier. I'll use them for everything. Before I used Young Living, I used to buy shampoos and lotions from name brand stores. I always use name brand. I was a name brand girl. I guess I still am to an extent. And I would get horribly dry, cracked skin. And when I was pregnant, I ended up having to go to my OBGYN, an emergency appointment, because I broke out all over my chest. And I had used a lotion. If I told you the store, you could probably smell it in your mind. It's a very popular store. They sell all kinds of fancy lotions and smelly things and things like that I love their stuff. I use it all the time. Well, I use this lotion, and when you're pregnant, your skin's a lot more sensitive than when you're not even. And I always had dry skin, always, always, always. And I use lotion all the time, but I always had dry skin. So I'd use this lotion, and I had broken out in a rash everywhere. And I had to go to have an emergency appointment with an OBGYN because I was pregnant, and they didn't know what was going on. Because I was just I was on my chest, guys. It was miserable. I couldn't even hardly wear my underwear. Sorry if there's guys on here, but I was miserable. I didn't want to wear a shirt. It was awful, and it was an allergic reaction to the lotion I had been using, and so I had to quit using it. And I started, at that time, I was using Young Living. I was with my second when that happened. I was using Young Living, and I went on and I bought their lavender lotion, and I've used it ever since and not had any trouble. Their lavender lotion was the only thing that, calmed the rash down. I may have already had some and just was using the other. I'm not even sure, but I know I used it right away, and it helped. So I have spent a lot of money on beauty products over the years. My face is very sensitive. You can tell I'm still broke out here. My face is very, very sensitive. I would always break out across my forehead, around my nose, and sometimes I still do. But I love Young Living's skincare line. It is the best I have ever used. They have a toner, a cleanser, and a moisturizer, and I love it. It's their Art skincare line. It's the best I've ever used, and it doesn't break my face out. It helps keep it healthy, and this is actually like minimal breakout compared to what I normally have. I love their skincare line. So and again, that's something you can get on your rewards system, and it's swapping out things in your home, chemical-based things in your home, for healthier choices. I get it on my rewards points. I get the free points back, or I can use my rewards points that I've earned to get those things for free. All right. One of the other things that I meant to mention when I was talking about the Think Dirty app, one of the things I scanned was my son's shampoo, and it is a popular kids shampoo that I used when I was little, and most people have used on their kids. And the main ingredient of that causes a popular skin condition, and I'm not going to name disease names, so I don't want to get in trouble, but it causes, the side effect of that ingredient causes the skin condition. I mean, if you research that ingredient even further than the Think Dirty app, that is the most common side effect from that. And here my kiddo, from the time he was born, had this problem, and right shortly thereafter, so much so that one time it had even gotten infected and he had to be on really strong antibiotics, the whole 9 yards. I swapped shampoos and started using something cleaner. First, I did another brand that was just a clean brand. I think it was maybe Honest Company. They have some pretty clean products. I used that first, and then I found out about Young Living's Kids Scent shampoo, and I've been using it ever since. And he's not had one break out in almost 2 years, guys. And it was from the product. It was from using something chemical-laden to using something chemical-free. Even though it wasn't Young Living at first, it still worked. I researched and looked up chemical-free products and things like that, and I got a better option. Per the FDA, this is where you have to be careful about essential oils, and I preach this all the time, and I've been harping on this here lately, especially at work and with some other friends. Per the FDA, there's no rating system for essential oils. That means people can put whatever they want to in that bottle. All they have to have is 5% of the actual oil in there, and they can label that as pure therapeutic grade essential oil. All they have to have in there is 5%, guys, just 5%. They can do 5% lavender oil and fill the rest of it with alcohol and label as pure therapeutic grade and sell it for $4 at Walmart. That's the difference. That's why when you smell that bottle of lavender and you smell Young Living's bottle of lavender, it's completely different. They don't even smell the same. I've smelled Walmart's lavender. It is not Young Living lavender. They're totally different. That would be like going to the refrigerator and pouring yourself a glass of orange juice. And with that orange juice, you pour like 5% of orange juice in this glass. You go over to the sink, you fill it up with water, and you sit down with your orange juice, your so-called orange juice. It's just 5% orange juice, and the rest is water. So you fill that up, and you just guzzle it down. Would that even be good? I mean, it'd be awful. I mean, think about it. That's what they do. And they do that so they can sell them for a much cheaper price. So be careful on that. And also, and please tell your friends and family, be very, very careful buying Young Living oils off Amazon or eBay. Don't do that. It is actually illegal to go and sell your oil on Amazon or eBay, especially if it's an open bottle. You cannot sell open bottles because they've been tampered with. I see it all the time. People will go on there and they'll buy these open kits. I'm like, you don't even know what you're getting. Somebody's messed with that. Don't do that. I can get you the real thing. Even if you don't buy from me, go to buy straight from Young Living as a retail customer. Don't buy off Amazon or eBay. It's been known in the past what people do is they take the caps off, dilute the oils, reseal them, and then sell them and make a profit that way. So be very careful. Tell friends and family, be very careful where you buy your oils from. If you don't buy them from me, you don't want to buy them from me, that is fine. Buy from the company. So it takes a great deal of work to produce a tiny amount of essential oils. It takes 60,000 rose blossoms to provide 1 ounce of rose oil. That's why rose is so expensive, and it's on my wish list. One day I will have that all. One day. Lavender is a little bit more abundant. It's 220 pounds of lavender will provide 7 pounds of oil. Jasmine flowers must be handpicked before the sun becomes hot on the very first day they open. And I got my jasmine oil free with my rewards points. A sandalwood tree must be 30 years old, 30 feet high, and Young Living waits till they're 90% dead before they cut them down for distillation. So that's just a little bit about how the oils are made. I'm going to have to watch out here. My laptop's dying on me with my notes here. And I always like to mention, people tell me all the time, they're like, Christina, oils are such a fad. They're not real. They're such a fad. And I'm like, no, they're not. They've been around for a long time. They're actually mentioned in the Bible. Over 1,000 times they're mentioned, guys. Starting in the book of Genesis, chapter 37. They're mentioned all the way through. And as you know, I'm having an Oils of the Bible class next Monday, December 18th at my house. I would love if you could come if you're local. If you're not local, I am going to go live the next night and teach it in that event. If you would like to be invited to that, I'm going to go live and teach in that event for people that are out of state or can't come. But I would love if you could come, because it's one of my favorite classes to teach, and we're going to have an emphasis on Christmas and what those oils meant, why the wise men brought those oils specifically, and what they used them for. So tonight, I wanted to kind of talk to you guys a lot about why using oils is so important, why it's a lifestyle change, how you can swap things out in your home, how you can boost your immune system with essential oils. And I mentioned earlier the starter kit and how awesome it is, and the 11 bottles of oil you get with that starter kit. I want to talk about those for just a moment, and then I'm going to jump off, okay? Thank you guys for hanging with me, and I will draw for a winner for all of you guys that hung out with me and commented, that sort of thing. And I'm going to give, just so you know, I'm going to give away a 15 ml bottle of lavender. So somebody's going to win a big bottle of lavender tonight. So the oils that are in the starter kit are frankincense. And I want to talk about boosting your immune system, especially this time of year. And that starter kit comes with 11 bottles of oil, most of which are awesome to help boost your immune system, and it comes with some Ningxia Red. And like I said before, I think everyone should get started with ER, and the 2 things they should order are Ningxia Red and Thieves Cleaner, because those things are amazing and it will boost your immune system. I am telling you guys, like I said, I didn't take my Ningxia Red with me when I went on vacation, and I was just gone for like 3 days, and I knew the difference. My Ningxia Red, I have had gut issues for several years, and it really helps support my stomach. And my stomach health, it makes a world of difference. I felt miserable by the time I came home because I didn't have my Ningxia Red. So let's talk about these oils, guys. Frankincense is one of the top skin oils. It helps to smooth your skin. It's a key ingredient in Young Living's brain power, which is why I put it on before I teach a class. Peppermint helps support your gastrointestinal system, especially this time of year when all those nasty bugs are going around and you need a little extra stomach support. Peppermint is awesome for that. You can apply it directly to your stomach. You can put it under your tongue. You can ingest it in a large glass of water. There's so many ways you can use it to help support your digestive system. One of my favorite little things is people say you can put a drop in the plop or something like that, and it means if you're having stomach trouble and you can't go, put a drop of peppermint or digest into the toilet and then sit on it, and it really helps. I know it sounds crazy, but try it next time. Lavender, which somebody will win tonight, is an awesome oil. It's used for relaxation. You can diffuse it for calming. It's soothing. You can unwind by adding a few drops to a nighttime bath. It's one of the top oils to promote skin health. Purification. It's an oil that's used to freshen the air and eliminate odors. I like to use it for stinky shoes, stinky underarms. It can be used in so many ways. Before you apply it to your skin, make sure you dilute it with a carrier oil. You can use it as an outdoor spray to help get rid of those pesky annoyances that happen in the summertime, those little things that fly around. You can spray it outside and help get rid of those. Thieves oil is an amazing oil. Guys, I would use this oil. I use it all year round, but especially this time of year. What Thieves does is it helps boost your immune system, and you want that this time of year. There's so many things going around. Your kids need that. I take a drop and put it on the bottoms of my feet every day. I will dilute it and put a drop on the bottom of my kiddos' feet every day, and it really, really helps. And I have a friend who was telling me one of her friends' kiddos has a autoimmune disorder. And what all she did was she just diffused thieves for every night for him for several months, and it just helped him boost his immune system. It helps support his immune system, and it has made a world of difference. So another oil that comes in the starter kit is Stress Away. Stress Away promotes wellness and may be an important part of your daily health regimen. I use Stress Away all of the time. It is one of the top emotional oils. It's in the title, guys. Stress Away. I love it. When we went on our vacation, I kept it in the car diffuser and kept it running, and we had the smoothest ride we've ever had there and the smoothest ride we ever had back. It was so great. I like using it for my kiddos. So another oil in that starter kit is lemon. Lemon citrus flavor enhances the flavor of food or water. It's a key ingredient in Thieves and Ningxia Red, and it also helps boost your immune system, which is what we want this time of year. Copaiba is one of my favorites. It's kind of like a downplayed oil. Nobody really knows a lot about it. What Copaiba does is it helps support overall wellness, which is what you want. And when you have Copaiba and you add it to any other oil, it increases the properties of that oil and makes them stronger. It's like an oil booster. So if I use Copaiba and Thieves together, it boosts that Thieves oil, and that's what we want to do. We want to make it stronger. Copaiba is also a great skin oil to apply to skin creams, that sort of thing. Helps support your skin. Panaway is another oil that comes in that starter kit. It's awesome to soothe sore muscles after exercise. You can apply it to your neck and back. You can diffuse it. I like putting it with some Epsom salt and soaking in a bath. It's great for that. Digize is a top oil for supporting the digestive system. You can add 2 drops of it along with a drop of peppermint to water. And drink it. You can take it in a veggie cap. It just helps support your digestive system so much. RC supports a healthy respiratory system. You can diffuse it. You can rub on your feet and your chest. I love it this time of year. This time of year, RC, Thieves, Copaiba, lemon, purification, those are the oils you need for this time of year. They are amazing oils. The RC especially, I go through it like crazy. Another oil that doesn't come in your starter kit called Raven. Between RC and Raven, they are constantly being diffused or applied during my house all the time during this time of year because they help support your respiratory system. And if you're like me, you constantly have 2 little kiddos that are exposed to everything, and they need that. They need that extra support. Sorry, I was knocking a Christmas ornament off my tree because I got too close. So RC, Thieves, Copaiba, frankincense, purification. All 5 of those come in that starter kit, and they are amazing to support your immune system this time of year. That's what you need. That's what you want. And guys, I've mentioned a lot about the starter kit, and I mentioned why it's so great. And I wanted to go through those oils that are in that starter kit, and I've talked about Ningxia Red and how amazing it is and how it supports your body systems and how I needed that and I didn't even know I needed it. And this big bottle right here, I don't think I'll ever go without it. This stuff is amazing, and I was the biggest skeptic. I used real oils all the time. I've almost been using them for 3 years. It'll be 3 years in February. I've used oils for that long a time, and I just started using Ningxia Red. Was it the middle of November, or right around November? So it's almost been 2 months, maybe. I can't remember when I started it. And I started it because Colette, she's like, I think you should try it. I think you'd like it. And I'm like, I don't need it. I'm healthy. I don't need it. I have oils. I don't need it. Guys, you need it. It's awesome. It really is. And I heard Chelsea and Dana talk about it for years, our uplines, but it really is amazing. It's great to support your eye health, to support your immune system, which is what you need this time of year. It is great to boost your energy levels. I take it in the morning, because if I take it at night, I'm like bouncing off the walls. Maybe I should have taken some tonight. But it's amazing. It's safe enough to give to your kiddos. I give them a lesser amount, but I can give it to both of my boys, and I do, and to help boost their immune system and help them out. Not they don't need energy, but they need their immune system support. I challenge you to take that Ningxia Red challenge, and if you have not tried it, try it for 1 month. Do one order of it and try it for a month, and then tell me what you think. If you can't live without it, then I don't know what to tell you, because I love it. So today I've kind of rambled on all about essential oils and why it's so important. I was always that person that I thought, when I heard people talk about chemical-free living and eating cleaner, and that, I'm like, that's crazy, and that's crazy talk. There's no reason for that. I mean, why would they sell something that wasn't safe? I mean, that people are crazy. I mean, I really thought that. I really did. I guess I was living in a bubble. But I started having some health problems myself. Nothing major, just some hormonal issues, things like that after my second kiddo. And so I really started researching. I didn't want to have surgery. I didn't want to have anything major done. I started researching what was in my food, what was in my products. And I'll be honest, I still am bad to run through a drive-thru, just because I'm a working mom and I have 2 small kids, and it's 6 o'clock when I get home, and I don't have time to sit down and cook a big meal. Not that I wouldn't mind to, but I try to make healthier choices. And that's the thing. For every essential oil you're using, it's a chemical you're not. That's one of my favorite quotes by a Young Living Diamond called Sarah Harnish, and it's the truth. Every essential oil you're using is a chemical that you're not. Let's say I need some head tension support. Instead of reaching for that bottle of Tylenol or ibuprofen that can be damaging to my liver, I'm reaching for an oil that has no side effects, an oil that helps and takes away that head tension almost every time, and with no risk or no side effects. So think about that, guys. And that's something we have to kind of train ourselves to do. Wouldn't you rather use something with no risk or side effect than something that maybe could hurt you? Maybe, I mean, it might not today, it might tomorrow, but, and that's the thing about essential oils, is it's not like a medication. You're not using something and then you can't use something else. So you gotta think about it like that too. If that makes any sense. I'm just rambling on now. So I want to get real with you guys a little bit more for just a moment here, and I promise I'll let you go. In the past year, I've gotten close to one of my good friends, and she may be watching a little bit. She has cancer, and I was friends with her in high school, and we knew each other well then. I've gotten really close to her, and I'm watching her struggle and her fight here, and the number 2 cause in the U.S. cause of death in the U.S. is cancer. The number 2 cause is cancer. According to the American Cancer Society, 1 in 3 cases is directly linked to poor diet, physical inactivity, weight, and or chemical exposure. Chemical exposure, guys. We were just talking about this at work. In this area, there's a place right down from here, has the highest record in the U.S. of ocular carcinoma, meaning cancer of the eye, and they can't figure out why. There's some type of there's people right and left. I was reading a news article today about a lady pregnant with twins just had to have her eye removed, and it's because of chemical exposure, things we are exposed to every day. Now, there are things we're exposed to, we can't help it. Thus the world we live in. We can't help it. But we can help support our immune system, and we can help support our body in flushing those toxins, and we can be the gatekeeper of our home and keep away those things that we normally would bring in, like your deodorant. What's in your deodorant? Do you know where you put your deodorant? All those glands and those sensitive areas that are right there. And you know what's in deodorant, guys? I didn't know. I had no idea. I was 30 years old and had never heard that the stuff they put in deodorant. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? And I started researching it, and it shocked me. And so, you know what? I use Young Living's deodorant, or I'll use another deodorant a clean, toxin-free deodorant. I won't use store-bought anymore. I don't. It's not worth it to me. It's not worth my health. Not worth my kids' health. So anyway, that's just my little spiel on that. I am not sitting here tonight begging you to buy a useless product. I'm not. I'm trying to show you there's a better way. I'm trying to show you there's healthier options. And like I said, I am not, if you go in my kitchen, you're going to find junk food, because my husband lives here and he likes it and I like it and my kids like it. And there are times we eat it, but I know that there are times we shouldn't. So, and that's the thing, is I'm not saying give it all up and throw it away, but there are people that do. But there are healthier options. There are better options is what I'm trying to say. There is a better way. All right? Now, you're going to be like, Christina's a hypocrite. She's here preaching to us cleaner, cleaner, cleaner living, and you go in her kitchen and she's got, Oreos in the cabinet, which I do. So I'm just saying, be aware of what's in your home. Be aware of what you're bringing into your home, what you're putting on yourself, what you're putting on your kids. There is a better option. There's a better choice. And I love Young Living, and I don't regret one single minute of the time buying my starter kit, and that's my computer dying. I have never had, and I have been doing this, like I said, for 3 years, using Central for 3 years. And in that time, I've had quite a few people buy starter kits from me. And I have never had one single person come to me and say, why did you sell me that starter kit? 90% of the time, I'm getting texts and phone calls and messages saying, what do I use for this? What do I do for that? How do I do this? How can I order this? Because people are using them, because it's a lifestyle change, guys. All right, so I am done rambling for the night. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to help you. I am going to post some awesome recipes for you guys in the comments feed for you to use, and I hope you do. I encourage you to use them. They are amazing. One of the recipes, the bleach recipe, I save my Ningxia Red bottles and I put them in there. And what I'll do is I will go back through the comments and look at the names on the comments and stuff and pull names from there. People left comments, and then I will draw for the lavender oil, and I will post you one. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to close showing off this amazing starter kit here. Let me move my Thieves Cleaner. Here's the bottle of Thieves Cleaner. This stuff is amazing. Get it. My bottle of Ningxia Red, so you can see it. And then I'm going to turn my camera around and show you this amazing starter kit one last time. All right, there's your bottles of oil, your sample packets, some Ningxia Red, some little sample bottles, and a diffuser. All right, and that diffuser is awesome. All of their diffusers are warranty. So you guys have a great night. Remember, the first 3 people that sign up and get their starter kit while this class is live, I will send them a bottle of Northern Lights Black Spruce, which is an amazing oil, smells so good, especially this time of year. So you guys have a good night, and I'll draw for the lavender winner in just a moment.